The godly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. In this verse the contrast of the ill estate of the wicked is employed to heighten the colouring of that fair and pleasant picture which precedes it. The more forceful translation of the Vulgate and of the Septuagint version is, "Not so the ungodly, not so." And we are hereby to understand that whatever good thing is said of the righteous is not true in the case of the ungodly. Oh, how terrible it is to have a double negative put upon the promises, and yet it is just the condition of the ungodly. Mark the use of the term ungodly. These are the beginners in evil, and they are the very least offensive of sinners. Oh, if such is the sad state of those who quietly continue in their morality and neglect their God, what must be the condition of open sinners and shameless infidels? The first sentence is a negative description of the ungodly, and the second is the positive picture. Here is their character. They are like chaff, intrinsically worthless, dead, unserviceable, without substance, and easily carried away. Here also mark their doom. The wind driveth away. Death shall hurry them with its terrible blast into the fire in which they shall be utterly consumed. Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. They shall stand there to be judged, but not to be acquitted. Fear shall lay hold upon them there. They shall not stand their ground. They shall flee away. They shall not stand in their own defense, for they shall blush and be covered with eternal contempt. Well may the saints long for heaven, for no evil man shall dwell there, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. All our congregations upon earth are mixed. Every church hath one devil in it. The tares grow in the same furrows as the wheat. There is no floor which is as yet thoroughly purged from chaff. Sinners mix with saints, as dross mixes with gold. God's precious diamonds still lie in the same field with pebbles. Righteous lots are this side of heaven continually vexed by the men of Sodom. Let us rejoice then that in the general assembly and church of the firstborn above, there shall by no means be admitted a single unrenewed soul. Sinners cannot live in heaven. They would be out of their element. Sooner could a fish live upon a tree than the wicked in paradise. Heaven would be an intolerable hell to an impenitent man, even if he could be allowed to enter. But such a privilege shall never be granted to the man who perseveres in his iniquities. May God grant that we may have a name and a place in his courts above. For the Lord knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish. Or, as the Hebrew hath it yet more fully, the Lord is knowing of the way of the righteous. He is constantly looking on their way, and though it may be often in mist and darkness, yet the Lord knoweth it. If it be in the clouds and tempest of affliction, he understandeth it. He numbereth the hairs of our head. He will not suffer any evil to befall us. He knoweth the way that I take. When he hath tried me, I shall come forth as gold. Job 23:10. But the way of the ungodly shall perish. Not only shall they perish themselves, but their way shall perish too. The righteous carves his name upon the rock, but the wicked writes his remembrance in the sand. The righteous man ploughs the furrows of the earth, and sows a harvest here, which shall never be fully reaped till he enters the enjoyments of eternity. But as for the wicked, he ploughs the sea, and though there may seem to be a shining trail behind his keel, yet the wave shall pass over it, and the place that knew him shall know him no more forever. The very way of the ungodly shall perish. If it exist in remembrance, it shall be in the remembrance of the bad. For the Lord will cause the name of the wicked to rot, to become a stench in the nostrils of the good, and to be only known to the wicked themselves by its putridity. May the Lord cleanse our hearts and our ways, that we may escape the doom of the ungodly and enjoy the blessedness of the righteous.